Welcome, everyone. As always, I am delighted and excited to be here with you. And tonight I have a special guest, a newer friend, Jonathan Barkey. He owns Aerial Treasures, and you could probably see some of the treasures behind him. This evening, we'll talk a bit about gemstones and crystals and spirituality and how they all kind of intermingle, and a bit about Jonathan's background. More importantly, you'll be able to find out where Aerial Treasures is and how to walk in and get your own treasures, whether you're local or someplace else in the world. Jonathan can get you treasures. Hi, Jonathan. How are you?
Hey, thank you so much.
My pleasure. I'm so glad you could be here tonight. I've been to your shop now a few times, and every time I go in, I go, ooh, ah, and then I go home with a boatload.
It's easy to
I
do,
think
right?
I was going to say, I think that's pretty much everyone. Yes. When they come in, they're awed by it all.
People are pretty blown away when they see all the rocks, minerals, and crystals and from all over the world, and they don't know what to expect the first time. And then, yeah, they usually want to leave with a bunch of treasures to take with them,
Awesome.
to add beauty and healing to their home environment or work environment.
Right. As well as the stones can be protective, or they can help you tap into a deeper state of meditation or connect with intuition better. I know we were talking about that a little bit the last time I think I was there, or the time before, as well as when we were planning our get together on the radio. We talked a little bit about that. Now, can you tell everyone how it is that you came about to deal with rocks and stones and gems? I mean, did you always grow up as a child grow up thinking, oh, I want to do that? I don't get that impression.
Well, I was an adventurous child, so that helped me want to adventure into the world and explore mining localities in different countries and see what came out of the earth where and find cool things. So I was always a rock hound since I was a kid looking for buried treasure.
Love it. So you were a geologist, a treasure hunter, and an adventurer from a very early age.
Absolutely. On my little Schwinn Stingray bike, I'd be venturing off out of the neighborhood to parts unknown.
You just brought back a memory, Stingray, with a long seat and the high handlebars, right?
Right? The banana seat,
And
the handlebars, and the big bar in the back. Yeah.
that's pretty awesome. But kidding aside, as far as growing up and wanting to be a mineral person or a gem person, how did you end up going to Brazil to purchase stones? Because I know that's where a lot of your gems come from. I also know that you actually came across a very unique vein and a stone, or you had the opportunity to actually name one of the stones. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, basically, I had dug a lot of minerals out of the ground in New Jersey, USA, and was actually able to sell some of those. And I was like, wow, I can dig rocks and sell them. That's pretty cool. And this was before the internet. So I realized as I was supplying shops and resellers in the New York City metropolitan area that I needed to find where I could get a good source and supply to provide for my customers. So I went to the Rutgers University Library, where I was a student at the time in my 20s, and went through the card catalog and looked up anything they had on mining localities in Brazil. Because again, this is before the internet; you couldn't just Google it.
Right.
And next thing you know, I got a visa, a passport, and got on a plane and just headed into Rio de Janeiro. Spent a day or two at the beach, then into central Brazil, Minas Gerais. Learned some Portuguese along the way and just trekked around the countryside, making contacts with miners. And, you know, it's all about relationships and making good deals and finding beautiful minerals and crystals. And then I was able to learn about import export, and I traveled around Brazil to the south, where the amethyst and the agate is, and in central Brazil, where there's the quartz crystals, northern Brazil, where there's the tourmaline. And the next thing you know, I had stuff coming up to United States to the port, and was able started doing trade shows, and people seemed to like my taste because supplied a lot of shops throughout, and still do, throughout the United States and even internationally.
And so you're not working through the internet when you select the gems that you want. You actually go to Brazil still, yes?
Yes, not just Brazil, because the stone I named I found in Tanzania, East Africa. So that was a whole other adventure, traveling to the mines in East Africa.
Right. So you're not limited. It's basically where the wind blows you that you end up.
I think it's where God takes me because don't always have a plan and kind of just shown the way. And, I'm like, all right, I'll give that a shot.
Let's backtrack for just a moment. You mentioned that you were digging up gemstones in Jersey. Now, I come from the Northeast also, and I used to go to the Jersey Shore. The best I could do were seashells. How did you end up digging up gemstones? I mean, to the point where you could actually sell them? Where were you finding these?
Yeah, well, under our feet almost everywhere are hidden treasures. And actually, New Jersey is a wealth of mineral treasures. It's just they don't really dig for it. In New Jersey, property values are high. And when they dig in the ground, it's usually for a quarry, for rocks to build roads, or they
Sure.
dig in the ground for housing developments. And they find all kinds of stuff, amethyst caves, all kinds of rare minerals and zeolites, prinite, babingtonite, rare minerals. New Jersey, USA probably has much more minerals than Brazil. It's just they don't, they're not interested in turning it into an industry and
Right.
really digging for this stuff.
You have accessibility like you do over in Brazil. But it's interesting because, there are some states that they have found massive mineral sites and they're excited about sharing. It never dawned on me in New Jersey. So I think that's
It's
pretty,
usually more rural areas like, out in Arizona or Nevada or
yeah,
up in Maine or even upstate New York, the Herkimer diamonds. Maine has amazing tourmalines. California has a whole host of them. You can find beautiful smoky quartz. There's tourmaline mines. And Arkansas. I'm very
that's
good friends
just
with the hillbilly miners in Arkansas that mine the gorgeous quartz crystals that come from there. So
I was thinking Arkansas when I was thinking about other states. And I have a friend who I was just speaking to recently, and stories of Atlantis and beyond talk about different areas here now that are or once were inhabited.
mhm.
And all that's left, as far as the story goes, is the minerals. And then our population came in and we built houses, and you don't see them as often. But it's fascinating to think that our earth, it's not just dirt, it's layers and layers of wonderful surprises, wonderful, I'll say, venues for exploration.
Yes, that's why every morning I walk outside on the grass with my bare feet and ground. I
Mhm.
do earthing because there's all those mineral treasures under my feet from all over the world
That's it.
that, just add to that electromagnetic field that we're a part of when we walk on the earth.
Absolutely. Let's share so that everybody knows. You mentioned your name, Jonathan, but your phone number is 904-527-7900. Is that correct?
Yes, see?
Yeah, that's hard to see, but okay, there it is. Okay, perfect. Perfect. So that if folks are looking, they can see, but I'm going to repeat it so in case they're listening, they can
Sure.
down. It's 904-527-7900. Now you're not far, I should say Aerial Treasures is not far from Wellington. About how long? 10 minutes, 15 minutes? How far are
10,
you?
15
Oh,
minutes from Wellington here in West Palm Beach, Florida.
Mhm.
close to Royal Palm Beach. Like I'm in West Palm Beach, but it's the very western part of West Palm Beach, not like by the ocean, but not far from the ocean, but close to Wellington. Yeah.
When folks want to come in and take a look at your beautiful gems, they do need to make an appointment. Is that correct?
Correct. So they can find me on Instagram at Ariel.treasures or on Facebook at Ariel like the Little Mermaid, Ariel,
Right.
Ariel Treasures. So I can be found on social media. I do have a website, arieltreasures.com. However, my website is under renovation right now, but there is information and contact information there. And yeah, I see my customers by appointment because I am a big part of my business is wholesale, where I
Mhm.
supply resellers, online marketers, and store owners with stock, but I'm also available by appointment as well to people locally that want to come and check everything out.
Beautiful. Now, I know for a fact you have little tiny stones, like something similar to what I have, where somebody could wear a necklace, but you also have these marvelous caverns that are huge. Are any of them
Yes, I
outside of
do.
the show?
You want to see my stones?
That would be great. Let's see your stones.
Okay, let's see. Probably have to turn my camera around here. Let's see if I can do that. Okay, okay, okay. Hmm.
How about you just walk and put it over your shoulder? There you go. So folks can see this is just one of the rooms that Jonathan has at Ariel Treasures. And look at this. Look at this fabulous amethyst. When you walk in, it looks like wings. It's magnificent and it's on a stand. Keep going, Jonathan. Okay, so you can see there's a variety there. There's even those little gem trees. My grandmother used to have one of those in the house. It was all jade. Look at that rose quartz sphere over there. That's beautiful. As you can see, there is a lot, and this is just one room. There is much more. There's another very large room, and then there is a room adjacent to the second large room that has massive caverns. Like these, they're petite in comparisons to the others. At least you're getting a view of some of them. Pardon? And for those who aren't aware, amethyst is a phenomenal stone for you to connect to the divine. Amethyst is great for your intuition. It has a multitude of spiritual values. Speaking of spiritual values, what are your thoughts on spirituality? You're very connected to the gems and you're connected to the earth and you're connected to God and the heavens. What is your, if you will, viewpoint on spirituality?
Oh my gosh, that's a loaded question.
Okay, but you got 5 minutes
Okay, spirituality.
version.
Well, my spirituality has shifted and changed over the years. I've had lots of spiritual experiences. I've worked with different healers. I've been a healer. I've been a hands on healer, massage therapist. I've been a nurse, a registered nurse. I've done breath work, holotropic breath work, rebirthing. I've studied to teach that, meditation. I've worked with Buddhist monks, done, do Vipassana meditation. But when when uh, when it comes down to it, and life's challenges,
Mhm.
God's just appeared to me in a big way, and actually brought me closer to my roots of my biblical religion. And I pray, I meditate every morning, but I also get on my knees in prayer and pray to the creator of the universe, the creator of everything that is, was, and ever will be. And I
Perfect.
ask for his divine guidance, healing, protection. I thank him for a new day of life. I say, Modeh Rabba Amunatecha. Thank you for another day of life. Great is your faithfulness. And I feel alive and thankful. I have this life, that I'm in a strong body, that I have wonderful friends and family, that I have a business that I love with beautiful creations of nature, of the Lord,
So if I can
and just the
interfere,
wonders of life, you know?
if I can interject, the
Yeah,
bulk of what you're saying, if we were to sum it up, has to do with being aware of your connection to the divine as well as the earth. So as above, so below.
amen.
Additionally, being in a state of gratitude every day, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Just to make it a little more succinct for everyone. Now, being surrounded by all of these gems, especially since you have such a strong awareness of energy, a massage therapist, a Reiki, all of these other different types of modalities, they tend to boost awareness. And here you are really truly immersed in all sorts of frequencies and energies. How do you sleep at night? And I don't mean to be funny, but I have to wonder, do you have lucid dreaming as a result of being surrounded by so many gems?
Yes, I mean, I have crazy dreams. Like, most nights I have pretty fantastical dreams throughout the night. Sometimes I remember them, sometimes I don't. Some of them are prophetic.
Mhm.
Sometimes I've experienced things I've dreamed. Sometimes they feel like they're past life dreams. Sometimes they feel like I'm some type of other life form on another planet, or
Love it.
you know, but the truth is I want to get a good rest. So I have an earthing mat on my bed that's plugged into the wall, so it's grounded. That helps a lot. I take nutritional supplements, magnesium and theanine and things to help me sleep and get a good rest. And I usually do. Usually get a pretty good rest because rest is important. I say stick to the basics: good food, good rest, sunlight, lots of love.
So simple. I mean, from what you're saying, really, so much of this has to do with simplicity. And my opinion, though, I feel a lot has to do with the frequencies that are emitted from all those gems because they are a part of the earth. They are a part of the heavens. Everything is so interconnected. And the idea of mind, body, spirit having a wonderful enhancement, which does give you good rest, which also, though, gives you those vivid dreams and gives you those prophetic dreams. Would you say that if somebody wanted to increase their ability to sleep well, because you mentioned healing earlier, as well as be able to have more advanced dreams, that you could recommend certain gems for them? Or do you feel that the best way to do it is for them to come in and just kind of allow themselves to be guided to the
Yeah,
gems
I
that
really believe intuition. Like the older I get, the more I trust in my intuition more than like my logical mind. Our logical mind is a tool, but intuition is like it's like the intellect of the universe that you're tapping into.
agree?
And so let's see, as far as I would say just really what you resonate with, because we're made of all the minerals of the earth. Our whole body, calcium,
What
potassium, magnesium, our whole body is minerals, our bones, our organs,
you're
all
saying,
our physical body, the neurotransmitters in our brain, they're all
and
mineral chemical combinations. So we're made up of all these minerals. So I think that like when we trust our intuition, when we're around different crystals and stuff, we can feel it. We can feel, oh wow, this is something that's going to help me right now. Maybe there's a little deficiency or imbalance somewhere, but this is going to help this particular gemstone. Because I mean, we have herbs, right, that we use for healing. Different plants have different healing properties, and why not stones? We're electrical. We're electrical beings. We have a nervous system. And the stones a lot of the stones put out electrical charges. The quartz crystals, that's what they use in watches and electronic.
oh my
So, we don't even understand it. Like science cannot even explain at this point like how all this works. We know
God.
a little bit, right? But
Well,
what I want people to know is each and every one of you is so much more magnificent than any stone or crystal. So it's good to look at things outside ourselves, but value who you are because you're so much more complex and amazing than any inanimate object. So keep that in mind.
Perfect. Now that you've said that, let me share that if someone is drawn to a particular stone or a particular color, it usually has value for them. As you said, if it resonates, they should go ahead and get it. If they're thinking of a loved one that they want to send a gift to, I know you have an entire room that can package stones up and just get them to where they need to be. Can someone, let's say, call you and go, "Hi, I can't make it there, but I know approximately what I want," and you can
Well,
help them?
I do 75% of my business is through video call appointments.
Okay, perfect.
Plus, I'm in Florida, but I do business with resellers throughout the United States. So I'm shipping stones to all the different states. So the advent of the internet and video calls just makes it so great. I roll my golden cart that I have here around, and
Yes, yeah,
I
and
scan the items, and people pick out what they want, and you know, and then I we pack everything real well and ship it to them, and they get it pretty quick, and they open it up with a big smile.
okay, so let's give them your number again. It's 904-527-7900. Yes?
Correct. 904-527-7900. And
That's
always look forward to hearing from new people.
okay. And again, I just want to repeat the name of the business. So if people forget us, they'll remember Ariel, like the Little Mermaid, treasures. As in
Treasures.
treasures, right?
Yes. Plural, lots of treasures.
That's it. Okay. So I have a funny question to ask you. If there is something that you could tell everybody listening, other than what you just told them about how they are magnificent, powerful beings, but something specific about the gems, what would it be?
Something specific about gems?
Uh-huh. Like if somebody just said, all right, tell me something about gems, other than what we've already chatted about,
Okay.
what could you share?
Well, it's an amazing world unto itself. Like you have the oceanic world, you have the cosmos, and then you have the mineral world. And there's so many different stones. There's so many different combinations of stones that create beautiful crystals and minerals and gemstones. And it's such a vast, interesting field of study on a scientific level, on a collector level, and on a metaphysical level. It's just really, again, it just adds to the beauty of creation and and to our world at large. And I do my best to be a one-stop shop because I like to have it all. I like all the different minerals. So
You.
I don't specialize in just one. I like to have some of everything, as much as I can. I only have
Now,
so much space.
the gem that you got to name, can you briefly tell us a little bit about that? I know how beautiful it is, but can you share with us how you stumbled across it?
Which
The one that you're in the magazine about and you named the gem. It has a very unique name,
tangerine. Yes,
Tanzarine,
yes,
not Tanzarite,
yes.
but
It's right here. It's gorgeous stone. This is a stone I found in the African bush. I work with the Maasai villagers. They're a tribe in northern Tanzania, southern Kenya, and this is found on their land. And the land is way, way in the African bush. It's like going on safari. You see just about every safari animal when you go to this mine. So when I first went, we went past giraffe and herds of zebra and wildebeest and baboons, and I thought I was on safari. And there it is in a beautiful, pristine mountain with beautiful flowering plants all around.
was it outside where you saw it as you pulled up to it, or was
Yes,
it inside?
cherry. This is cherry tangerine. It's a natural cherry quartz and it sparkles. It has lepidolite crystals in it, so it's all sparkly. It's a really unique stone.
It's
I brought
fabulous.
it out of the African bush into the United States for the first time. And I've made beautiful jewelry out of it and gemstones.
I
So
know.
it's relatively new find. It's a gorgeous stone, and I'm happy to be able to share it with the world.
I'm so delighted that you found it because I've seen it in person and it's amazing. But let me give out the name of your business again and the phone number so that folks can call you and pick your brain and see what other goodies you have. So it's Aerial Treasures, and this is Jonathan, and the phone number is 904 527 7900. Keep in mind, you can connect with Jonathan on Instagram. You can connect with Jonathan, on Facebook, on the web. From what we gather, the site's still being worked on or revamped. I think we all have that issue. Can't tell you how many times I get phone calls from people going, "Hi, I like your site, but I can help you fix it." It happens all the time. I just want to thank you truly for joining me this evening and sharing a little bit about your world. And I hope everyone listening does take an opportunity to investigate Aerial Treasures and connect with Jonathan, because I really feel like you'll be happy that you did. And to you, my friend, I look forward to seeing you soon. I again suggested somebody go visit because I love your shop. Hopefully they'll come out in the next week or two. It was a pleasure having you on tonight.